Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, dear viewers and listeners, and a very warm welcome to my episode number 2 of Bin Bag Banter with Bansi Bhatt. It is a warm and sunny morning here in Mombasa with a touch of coastal breeze, and here I am, a little nervous on how this episode will turn out to be. I know it may not be perfect being my first topic of discussion, but I will work towards making it better with every episode as long as I have all your support on Bin Bag Banter. Well, as promised in my introduction video, my first topic of discussion today is based on the unknown stories, lifestyle and experiences of househelps from different backgrounds. This has intrigued me for a very long time, and I'm glad that I will be able to at least try and address some issues on my second episode of Bin Bag Banter. Househelps. What do we understand by this term? Well, in layman's language, a househelp is an individual who we employ to help us with all sorts of home-related tasks, cleaning, washing, cooking, and so on. And we often forget that they also belong to a family at the end of the day. Majority of these individuals come from places that have very minimal or no exposure to current affairs, latest technology, latest education resources, to name a few. However, their current situations are so bad that these issues are a list of their concern, and bringing food to the table is their topmost priority for their families. In most cases, they are the sole breadwinners for their younger siblings, and this could be due to death of parents or extreme poverty. Many of them lack decent school education due to no school fees and hence are disadvantaged in searching for well-paid jobs. With the thought of having greener pastures, they tend to move to cities to look for jobs as domestic workers for a living and would often jump at the first opportunity that they come across so as to start earning as fast as possible and are unknown of the nature of their employers. As househelps continue to play a very important role in our lives, I would like to raise a few questions. Why is stale food in the fridge always good for our domestic workers but not for us? Why are our old clothes, torn clothes, always useful for our domestic workers? Having worked continuously for approximately 8 hours, don't they deserve a decent meal? Whenever an item or money has been misplaced in the house, why do we doubt and question the househelps first? You as an employer demand respect from them. Don't they deserve some respect as well? Employers act like CCTV cameras in the house and constantly watch over the househelps, making the working environment so unpleasant and creating major trust issues. Well, before we move on, I have a lovely track lined up for you. Have a listen and enjoy.
Why I love you, one, you light my day, you are my sun. Reasons why I love you too, I cannot get enough of you. Reasons why I love you, three, I know that you'll be true to me. The reason I will stay with you, I know you love me too. The reason I will stay with you, I know that you love me too. Coming back for more reasons why I will come alive. Reasons why I love you, 6. I'm addicted, you're my fix. The reason I will stay with you, I know you love me too. The reason I will stay with you, I know that you love me too. You are here when I'm in heaven. Reasons why I love you, 8. When it's good you make it great. Reasons why I love you, 9. You turn my water into wine. The reason I will stay with you, I know you love me too. The reason I will stay with you, I know that you love me too.
Welcome back on the Beanbag Banter with Bansi Bhatt. We are talking about the unknown stories of househelps. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, every other individual around the globe has suffered financially. However, many of us are able to sustain ourselves by budgeting, but not all have the privilege, and domestic workers have suffered the most. As an employer, it is very unfair to have pay cuts put in place for your househelps when you know that they already are earning minimum salaries to just be able to sustain themselves on a daily basis. And of course, due to the pandemic, we tend to work from home, which means increased workload for the househelps. And to shed some light in this industry, I have a lady with me today who has worked as a domestic worker across different households and cities. She wishes to remain anonymous and we shall respect her privacy and refer to her as Madam Eva. You may notice some variances in the volumes as well as some background sounds. This is because I used my phone to interview her and not my mic, but the interview is pretty audible. Madam Eva, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your experiences on the Beanbag Banter. I really appreciate your presence today.
Thank you, Madam Bansi, for calling me here and allowing me to share my thoughts and experiences of my journey as a domestic worker.
Thank you, Eva. My first question to you would be, have you always wanted to be a domestic worker, or do you have a dream job, something that you have a passion for?
Since I was 15 years of age, I've always wanted to have my own salon and become a very good hairstylist and makeup artist. I come from Kakamega and my parents did not have enough money to send me to a good school. And so I was not able to chase my dreams. At the age of 18, I moved to the city to be able to get a job as a house helper to to help my parents in running the house. But I know one day I will become a good salonist, and I want to teach young girls so that they can also become good artists, hairstylists. I do not want young girls to end up as a house helper like me.
Those are beautiful thoughts, Eva. Thank you. Thank you so much for having such thoughts. It's actually very enlightening. One more question I'd like to ask you is that how long has it been since you started working as a house help? Roughly how many years?
Roughly, it is about 18 years.
So you've been working as a house help for 18 years, is that correct?
Yeah, 18 years.
Okay. And Eva, you've worked in many different households and different cultures. I would like to ask you, what has your experiences been like? Positives, negatives, maybe in terms of your employers, your day-to-day routines, anything that you feel you can share with us?
Oh, yes. I have worked with different people. Some of them would want me to work from 7 a.m. in the morning for 12 hours nonstop, and I will not even be offered 2 slices of bread. One of my employees would always follow me when I'm working, thinking I will steal something. If anything get lost, I will be the first person to be blamed. It was very bad situation, but I had to deal with it because I needed the money to support my parents. But I left that job when they would not respect me and treat me badly. I have also worked with a good mama, and I'm very happy with her now. She treats me like her family member, talk to me nicely, give me good food, and I can see myself working with her for a very long time until I open my salon.
That's very well said, Eva. And I really hope and pray that you can get your salon very, very soon. I'm so glad that you finally found a good home, Eva, to work on. My last question for you, Eva, is that you mentioned to me earlier that you have worked in the Middle East for the same kind of job. How long did you work there, and how was it? Was it any different from you having worked in Kenya?
Yes, that is correct. I was in the Middle East for some time, and I worked as a house helper for just 2 months. I could not stay longer because I was not happy at all. I was treated really badly. My employer paid me very well. They made me overwork, always calling me funny names. Their children always were very rude and stubborn. I was never given good food. I had no freedom over there. My employer would constantly call me funny names in front of guests and humiliate me. I was weighing 67 kgs and I went there. And I returned after 2 months weighing 52 kgs. I decided never to go again. They demanded me to call them sir and madam, yet they call me funny names, make me overwork, no good nutrition, food, no freedom to go out, and I used to work 7 days a week, no day off. And the worst was that I was never allowed to speak with my daughter in Kenya.
Oh my God. Eva, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Thank you so much for shedding some light in this industry. It was important for us to know, this kind of an enlightenment is very, very important. Thank you, Eva, for joining us on the Beanbag Banter. Any last things or anything you would want to say before you can say goodbye?
Oh, just say thank you, Mrs. Bansi, for allowing me to share my thoughts in your industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eva. Well, through my podcast today, I would like to point out a few matters in favor of our domestic workers and how we could make a better life for them as employers. Firstly, give your house helps days off and pay them well. Please keep in mind, at the end of the day, these are the same people you entrust your children and property with. Do not forget that the majority of them leave their children at home to come and look after your children. Please respect their privacy and do not install CCTV cameras in their bedrooms and bathrooms. They also deserve some freedom in their working environment. Make them feel like they are an important part of your family by teaching them how to use electronic gadgets and facilities in your household, especially if you know that they have never been exposed to such luxuries. However, this should be done in such a way as though you are sharing knowledge with them and enlightening them in a very dignified manner. Most importantly, look out for their welfare by broadening their knowledge and advising them about savings, financial management, and of course, planning for their future as well as career developments. Your relationship with your house helps should be as such that they can visit you whenever they fancy, even after having stopped working with you. You should be the kind of an employer that you would like your employer to be. In short, treat someone the way you would want to be treated. I would love to know your thoughts and your contribution on my topic for today. Please do drop an email on beanbagbanter@gmail.com. Once again, my email address is beanbagbanter@gmail.com. My YouTube channel is called Beanbag Banter, and yes, you may subscribe to it for all my latest podcasts and TikTok videos. I will be pleased to receive your thoughts on the matter, and as I had mentioned earlier, if you have any topics that you would like us to address on my podcast, Beanbag Banter, please do not hesitate to drop me an email on beanbagbanter@gmail.com. If you wish to stay anonymous, I will ensure not to reveal any names or identities. And before I say goodbye, another trending topic that I have lined up for you on my next episode is related to how important is it for children to have electronic devices such as mobile phones, iPads, and so on. And if it is important, then what are some of the main concerns for parents? Again, feel free to drop me an email on this topic and I will be more than happy to share your thoughts on Beanbag Banter with Bansi Bhatt. Thank you so much for listening.